this is it. I tried back in the day some perm rods, but it was just too much with the rubber band popping off of it. Anything that's just too much hassle. Greetings, this is Body-Culinary and sharing a lock update. So quite honestly, I haven't wanted to record a lot of my locks. Um, I guess because even though I really appreciate my hair in one sense, it's always this sense of it's doing its own thing. So even though I've been natural for many years, for several decades, allowing my hair to lock has been like going natural all over again. So my hair is very fine. Water sits right on top of it. It's very, it's not dense at all. The locks are pencil thin. I suppose you just always want it to be somewhere else. So it's constant. It's a constant process of accepting your hair. I would have loved to have big Congos, but this is what it is, right? So also one experiment that I've done several times, maybe 2 or 3 times in the last year, is putting oil in my hair. It looks shiny, it looks great, but I don't like the feeling of oil in my hair, and I'm always very concerned being that my hair is so fine and so delicate, and I'm extremely tender-headed, and intuitively it just does not feel healthy to have stress on my edges. I'm always concerned that as my hair grows out, that the weight of it will have an effect in thinning out my hairline. So I'm very protective of that. And then also someone that had a lot of really intense acne at one point. I don't like products in my hair, especially as I'm in the heat and a tropical environment, that stuff running down into my face. So I've tried maybe several times, 2 or 3 times, to do a coconut oil and go out in the sun as a hot oil treatment, and my hair just intuitively feels better with nothing, absolutely nothing in it. I enjoy the feeling of lightness of my hair, and I would really prefer it to be weightless. So, I know a lot of folks are concerned about their hair being crispy or crunchy, maybe perhaps as a loose natural. My hair was very cottony, and just literally feel like cotton, and can get very dried out in the sun. With locks, it seems to be a little different, and everything gets caught inside my locks. So this is now with nothing in it, and it also feels more pliable and actually softer. It's just a different feeling. I think a lot of us are used to the feeling of the smoothness of the oil, but now this is absolutely nothing in my hair. It's just been washed and cleansed. And then also some of them are so thin. I don't know if you can see it, so pencil thin. These are just different things of when I started it. I mean, it looks thicker on camera, but some of these are so thin. I mean, a few have broken off, but it's this constant acceptance when I even cut off. Yeah, see how tiny that is. And whatever you see on camera, it's tinier. So if they break off, they break off. So I do notice that when I cleanse it, that the hair has its own sheen without oil. So it's interesting. It's very easy to follow the trends in the crowd in terms of people saying that their hair is shiny. So even though the oil can make your hair shiny when the sun hits it, by the same token, especially when I'm out in the garden, dust and lint and also minerals from the water get trapped into the hair. So although it initially looks shiny, eventually it gets a film from residue from minerals in the water, and then also dust is drawn and is stuck on the hair, and I can feel that it feels heavier when oils, especially coconut oil, and being in the garden, and dust gets attracted to it, and it feels kind of grimy. So I like a light, clean feeling. So there's nothing in it, and actually my scalp feels very clean, which I like. It feels like my scalp can breathe without stuff on it, and also it feels very protective of my hairline because nothing is pulling it. Even little headbands like one of these that have things that don't really pull. This is very wide, sometimes just to keep my hair out of my face. But the slightest little thing pulling on my scalp, it feels painful. So I don't like pain. So between this and this other little stretchy tube that I found, kind of like a lock sock, but it's not close at the top. Those are the things I'm noticing. I'm having to pay much more attention now to covering my hair. And I'm not someone that likes to cover my hair and sleep on satin pillows. I've done all that, but I just like to be carefree. So one of the benefits of not having oil in my hair is that not having oil run down my face or my neck, or have oil stains on my fabric where I lay my face. And so that's not more things going into my pores. But these are my locks. I can never see what it looks like from the back, but I know it feels light, and I really like the feel that I can squish it. So I guess I could say I had a bit of hair, although I have super high shrinkage, I had a bit of hair before I started locks. But in terms of officially being locked, I would say January, is my 3rd anniversary. So I think I could almost say I'm approaching medium length now. So it's interesting. I would have thought I would have been doing much more styles. But I like, even though I like curls and stuff, I just don't like the feeling of sleeping on curlers or having a bunch of stuff in my hair or having to do anything. So usually it's just like this. So I don't know what it looks like really from the back, because I can't see it. My main concern is that it just feels clean, it's light, and it's low maintenance. So I am noticing that it's starting to get caught in when I'm carrying lots of shoulder bags with lots of produce in it from the market. So that I am noticing, but I think I can officially say, even though it seems like it takes my hair forever to grow, because it has so much shrinkage, I can officially say it's medium length. I can't even believe it. I waited so long for it to get a certain length when I was at least natural. And I make an effort not to even sweat it, because there's so many other things to focus on than my hair. And I actually noticed that my hair is so fine that I'm quite sure I can feel a lot of these are going to be flat. So they're growing real slow. So some of them are combining, which is fine, so they're going to have a stronger base. But a lot of them are going to be flat. So I don't tie my hair from when I wash it and then lay it down. I don't want to overthink my hair. I really don't. So I'm not interested in a whole bunch of products and a whole lot of hoopla. I'm just really grateful and appreciative that it's mine. I don't have to do much to it, because I can just enjoy being my natural me. But it is this interesting sandy brown color, so the sun is coloring it. I think being so over concerned about buildup, I've had a tendency to strip it down in order to not have buildup in it, because it was looking at one point like it had a film on it. But I can see every little thing in my hair, and sometimes it looks like stuff is in my hair, but it's actually the color is lightening on its own from the sun. So it's really a journey in acceptance. Some may break off. If I wanted to, I could always cut it. But I'd like to have the experience of enjoying the sun myself. So again, here it is, or here they are. And I really appreciate, seeing other sisters' lock journey, and perhaps it's been such a long, ongoing trend, because it's been so long that, chocolate women of all shades were not in celebration in terms of our hair. So it's almost like a new thing. So I'm sure this is going to continue. All women love to adorn themselves and love to be beautiful. So I kind of liken it to the first time where I cut my hair, and I never felt more beautiful when I buzzed it all off, and I realized I didn't have to do anything to myself. I didn't have to do anything, and I just felt so beautiful. So this is like going natural all over again. But I think I can officially say I'm at medium length, and so call it what you want. I'm enjoying just the appreciation of what is growing out of my scalp still, going on 30 years. You say it's natural, but just being your own natural self. Isn't it amazing that that has to be a thing? So this is Body-Culinary. All I'm doing is cider vinegar or washing it, and that's pretty much it. Kind of shied away from having anything in my hair. I want it light and fluffy, no buildup and nothing running down into my face. So let me know how your lock journey is going. And also, I used to be big on putting all kinds of gels and different things in my hair, and especially not having oil, I know it can be brittle and get thinner at the end. So I had to calm down tremendously on putting all different kinds of things in my hair. Okay, so I just finished putting these flexi rods in my crown, and I just spritzed them with a little bit of water. That's it, just some filtered water, and that's it. So we'll see how long it takes to set. That's about as far as I'm willing to go, because I find sleeping on rollers and things like this very uncomfortable. So I prefer just my own hair. I actually, over time, don't even prefer a bunch of jewelry or earrings. I love taking care of my body temple, but I just don't prefer a whole lot of stuff. So this is it. I tried back in the day some perm rods, but it was just too much with the rubber band popping off of it. Anything that's just too much hassle, it's a bit much. So this is about as much as I'm willing to do. So let me know how you roll your hair. Again, my hair is fine and delicate. You can't take a lot of handling. I'm very tender-headed. I have to be very protective of my scalp. Don't prefer a lot of buildup, and my locks are so fine that they are going flat, particularly if I spritz them with water, as I just did, and then I roll them. So that's what the deal is. So I'm just in a space of acceptance with my crown. So here is the takedown. Let's just put a few colors. I have to mention that my hair inspiration is Valerie June. Not only an inspiration in terms of just her crown, but just being free, and she's so eclectic, and she doesn't bind herself to boxes and labels. She has such a bright, positive energy. So yeah, so my hair is nowhere near as dense or as Congo as hers, but yeah, she really appreciates her own unique presentation, her own sound of music, and I so appreciate Valerie June. So she is my hair inspiration. Somebody even told me once, like, if you're gonna lock your hair, make sure you don't make it look dry and all ungroomed. But it's again, it's perception. Because people can say dry. Technically, some people might consider it dry, but it's actually very soft and just not oily. So I am in full appreciation mode. Shout out to Valerie June. And my son told me once she came into a store with he was at in Brooklyn, and I was just so excited, which is a rarity for me to get excited about a star or struck, but just what she represents, starstruck, what she represents as far as someone who is setting her own terms throughout life. I so appreciate. And she doesn't feel limited or intimidated in any of the various different circles that she's in, on different walks of life, and she seems to have a real deep appreciation of human being. So feeling Valerie Jones. Shout out. Okay, this is Body-Culinary.